first in the human brain becomes the most attractive because it's a matter of survival. So when Drake says, come up off my, I got brothers come up off the hip for me, we say, oh yeah, we know what that means. Drake might not be a goon, but his niggas, we understand that. Now, do we go carry, I've been to jail, I had you to arrest on my record. I don't have a gun on me now though, because I've been able to evolve. So the male voice registers in the visual cortex. That's evolutionary, bro. If we close both them doors and somebody come out there and say, yo Malik, we have to all think, is he coming to fight Malik, shoot Malik, steal Malik, did Malik do something to him, or is he one of Malik's homies from Chicago that heard I was going to be here? We have to cognate that in a matter of seconds. Yes, and we do. We do cognate that, but the same thing in hip hop. When Fireman has a song, and he has a lot of songs, and amazing songs. Fireman is a gifted, he's a gifted artist. He's different. He's a different type of nigga. He's different. When he says words, he says, what was that song you had? You said, my baby daddy, a bitch. He don't son. It ain't out yet. I probably shouldn't be saying it. But there's women that's like, yeah. But he about that. Does that mean he's a four-legged female dog? No, that literal aspect of it. Yeah, I think that it's more nuanced than that, and I think that by saying that you can't stop music from getting into your brain, but you can't filter the information inside. You can't stop music because you can't turn your ears off. And the whole body is an ear. All the hollow organs pick up vibrations and frequencies, which is why Donald Trump can be like, USA, and everybody on the same heartbeat and pattern and breathing, and they say USA, the same vibrational frequency, the heart beating at about a C, if you could measure it in keys, about a C, love dub, and everybody on the same page. And they all feel like USA, even though there's no such thing as USA. And when they leave there, they go back to eating Twinkies and drinking Mountain Dew, but for right now, they feel empowered. It's not real. And I think it's the same thing in hip hop. We understand this is our cinema, and it's just way more, it don't take 2 hours. For Dirk to do a song that give you the picture of everything that happened on O Block, it take about 3 minutes as opposed to a 2-hour Marvel movie. So I think that we need to be very sensitive on how we address people because we are much more sophisticated than just, oh, rap lyrics is bad, point blank, static. That's not good, and that's not healthy, and it's not paying deference to the technology of black women. And C. Dolores Tucker has a right to say she doesn't like that music, and she has a right to not listen to it as well. So that's my point.
Yeah, so, so, tonal language. If you speak of tonal language is, Cantonese, any type of, Asian, even Spanish is tonal. We speak English unfortunately, is a dead language. So music, when you add anything to music, it stimulates your mind. Mm-hmm. So if you speak a tonal language, it's why, no Asians in here, that's why Asians are considered to be smarter. But it's because of the language they speak, which, that's the language, it's music. You hear another language, it sounds almost like music. So with music, what's attached to it is almost like a language. It's a frequency, like he was saying. Mm-hmm. So we got to look at, okay, so I got dual citizenship in Sweden. Lived in Sweden for over 6 years. Hip hop in Sweden is almost non-existent. They have Afrobeats, which is completely different from hip hop here. Mm-hmm. Afrobeats is more positive, more talking about, what's going on, what have you. And it's a difference. And don't think there's no black people in Sweden. It's a bunch of black people in Sweden. It's a different culture. The music industry there is not pushing, and it ain't no black community in Sweden, by the way, everybody lives together. It's not pushing, but it's pushing here. So it's not like the violence is not attached to the music over there. China, been in China, same thing. They outlaw hip hop culture in China, by the way, if you didn't know that. It's outlawed for a reason.
And it's still thriving.
It's still thriving because that's not the thing. I'm not here to bash hip hop. I used to work with Universal, Sony, develop artists. So the thing is with me, you have to look at, you're working under Maxwell. I don't even know Maxwell. You know Kevin Wells? Wells? No? Okay, so I work with him. Yeah, so the thing with me with hip hop now is it's been taken over for too long. We don't have control over it. And it's been, the numbers is, they don't lie. You look at what's being put out and look at the black community, clearly it's affecting the black community. So now what you were saying is, real quick, is now we are smarter. We got technology, we got the internet, you can Google anything. We're smarter now. So you got to go back then. So when hip hop was coming up, you had gangster rap, and it was almost like reverse psychology. So they told us we couldn't have it. You remember, they wouldn't play hip hop on certain channels. You couldn't listen to it. It was a big thing against hip hop. And then you had C. Dolores Tucker, who was, she was leading that fight. Told us we couldn't have it. We begged for it. You had NWA, who was, F the police and all that, and they was talking about what's going on in the hood, what's happening. So after a while, we got what we asked for. It's reverse psychology to me. It's a Trojan horse because we got in with hip hop, but then they own the labels and they won't sign you unless you're talking about killing black people, disrespecting black women. That's the music. That's the culture. That's everything. You turn on the music, that's what you hear. Look at the black community. What do we see? Black on black crime. We see the women. Look at what's going on. The culture, or what we call trending, is programming. What's trending is what we follow. And we're following stuff that's destroying the black community. To me, it's stemming from hip hop, and if we don't change hip hop, the black community won't change. It's going to stay the way it is. It's just that simple.
It's not the banking system?
Yeah, the banking system has something to do with it.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's easy to point.
Listen,
it's easy to point it's easy to point at hip hop artists. Let me say this.
The artists don't have no control.
I'm gonna say that's not true. I'm gonna say two things. I'm gonna say two things that's gonna resonate with you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that we're in diametric opposition here in any way. But I will say this. If I was in a burning building, which is what poverty is, and you study poverty, you understand what it does to the brain and how it scars the brain. If I was in a burning building and they said, "Hey Malik, you ain't got this burning building?" Then I have no egress from this burning building. It's just I was born here, the shit caught on fire. They said, "You gotta throw all these bottles of water at firemen, and these bottles of water can obviously put out fire. We know that. Now, this is a fire is water." And somebody that looked like they were well-meaning and had power and is not on fire, told me what to do to not be on fire. I'm pretty much, because of the amygdala you mentioned, I'm going to do that thing. That's one thing. Second thing is, I joined Black Peace Stone Rangers at 12 years old. And I was a great member. And when I was a teenager, in the summer of my, 19th birthday, we had, I would say, 1,300 murders in Chicago. And you know what music I was listening to? Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, Black X-Clan.
And that's your experience, though.
That's the experience of, I'm going to say, about 1,300 people that was shot. Not Malik's experience. There's no silo here for just Malik. I'm telling you that there's less shootings and murders in Chicago, and the music has worsened.
Yeah,
100% worse. And it's not less people gangbanging. There's more people gangbanging. Shorty's talking about BD, they don't even know what that means. And they BD to the heart. And they shooting shit. And the murders that's being promoted are the ones that's programmed to be promoted. Promoted. And then the next thing, I'll say this last thing, is that you said, and I'm gonna, not gonna quote you, this is not verbatim, but I'll paraphrase, that we're smarter.
Yeah.
We have more information.
Yeah, but hip-hop's already happened.
No, it's still happening. We are hip-hop. We are hip-hop. If I want fire to change, if I don't like my baby daddy a bitch, now I don't have a baby daddy, for obvious reasons. That song is fucking dope to me. That song is dope to me. And I know a lot of women that feel like that. Right? They might even be corporate America, whatever. Thank you, Fire, for saying for me. But if I want Fire not to do that, I say, hey, how much you making off that song? He said, I'm making 100,000. Hey, we got 101,000 for you, Fire, because we are smarter and more sophisticated now.
And you speaking on simplicity, like, you know, if I tell you to shoot somebody, you're not gonna do it. That's stupid. You listen to a song and say, hey, I do this and that. You're not gonna do it because of the song. I'm not saying the song is making them do it. I'm saying the song is programmed and it's unconscious. But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. We can't look at the numbers.
Violent crimes are down in America.
Violent crimes are not down in America. Are you serious?
Yes, they are.
No.
What's the most dangerous place in America? What's the most dangerous place in America right now? Today, right now, the most dangerous place in America. I did my homework before I came because I knew you were going to
Camden. I was gonna say Camden, or it got to be Chicago, or Philly, or Baltimore.
Try West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Try West Virginia. Try West Virginia. I'm just telling you what's today. I don't know about later. Maybe it changed since I woke up.
So what's the crime? The crime rate is stemming from what? What's the crime? I know it's poverty is one.
Could be music.
Poverty is one. Poverty always going to have crimes inescapable. Whereas poverty is going to be crimes. Period. But the thing is, one, hip hop is not teaching us to be lawyers and doctors.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Hip-hop is
I think that you are not edifying.
If you listen to hip hop, your lawyer listen to hip hop?
My lawyer?
Yeah.
Good.
Nah,
My lawyer
that got nothing to do with. Listen, hip hop is telling us the same thing as it's been saying for years. We don't have the educational hip hop like we used to.
But
Nas is still out.
That's not true.
Listen.
Have you heard my music?
I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm saying what is mainstream hip hop, what the majority of people are listening to, is what we're seeing happening in the black community. The shootings.
If you say it can be programmed, why don't we have a program?
We don't control the labels. We don't control the music that's being put out.
You know how hard it is. You know how hard it is starting labels.
It's not hard. But I'm just saying, we don't control
You're absolving
mainstream.
America at large or the world at large and saying hip hop. And I'm saying, and I'm not pro bad lyrics or I'm not against bad lyrics. I don't really care. If you're making money off of it, and then I can make sure that you don't be trying to come in a motherfucking house because you got some music money. Yeah. So the numbers are this for hip hop. And I hate that I have to do this. The numbers are this for hip hop. Hip hop has made, according to America, you have to have $10 million to be considered a millionaire. So I'm not technically not a millionaire. I make under $10 million a year. But I live a pretty cool life. You know, I don't front. She's lit for me. She's lit for me. But hip hop has been accredited with creating in the United States of America, this probably since the inception, more than 300,000
I agree.
millionaires.
Yeah.
Hold on. You can agree with that, and I appreciate you agreeing with that, but I don't really need you to amen me on that because I'm going to say this part. And the conscious rappers that
they're not mainstream.
That they don't get nothing. I mean, they get it from me. The legends. I can show you my cash app. The legends, Smooth being them. Peace, bro. How you doing? Hey, show me your cash app, OG.
That's not mainstream though. It's not.
All right.
To the masses of people.
You ain't no OG.
I'll send you mine.
All right, so look, check it out. Right.
It's an economic thing, man. And you're trying to say, forego your economic
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm telling you
exactly
what it is.
Well, it's not that you're espousing this to forego your economic interests for the sake of people's sentiment about what kind of music they want to hear. You can get the music you want to hear. You can program that music. You can say, hey, fireman, make me a song and say, my baby daddy the shit, which is also in that same song. I set you up, didn't I? I set you
mainstream.
I set you
mainstream. Because you can choose to listen to whatever you want to. We go home and listen to what we want.
What's mainstream, bro?
Mainstream is what's controlled by the media. What's mainstream is being put out there.
What's mainstream? YouTube is self-manicured. YouTube is self-manicured, bro. My daughter that's 7 and my daughter that's 13. They watch the same thing. They watch the same thing, and we're not playing games.
Yes.
I'm saying,
so you act like the music is not talking about shooting niggas, fuck bitches. Bro, this is the music.
What station are you hearing this on? What station? What station?
I think it is. Okay, so I think what
I'm
we
saying,
are
which station?
You know, it does exist, right? We do know that I can turn on a song right now and I hear something about getting money.
But you can also turn on WNUA 90.9 45.
That's not what's popping though. That's not what's
That's
not
my
what's
whole
trending.
point. People are choosing.
That's
So
what I
that
just
is a
said.
choice, and that's what I think
said.
you guys have been talking about. There's a dual
See,
nature.
Dolores Tucker has a
That's
right
another
to
point.
not
Yeah.
listen to that music.
Yeah.
100%.
So I gotta make
Yeah.
a point anymore?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Alright, cool, so you talking about mainstream. Not to break down the word, but let's break down the word. Stream. Me personally, I can speak for me. I'm a hybrid or something in terms of two eras. I'm one of the people that was responsible for creating drill music, which was at the end of the last part of the CDs and all of that. It was at the beginning of the streaming. I'm also, ironically, my company HOF, we had our first hit song in high school was called Crank That Batman. This was the end of the real old school era, the real end. And what I'm saying is this, when you say mainstream, Crank That Batman, we blew it up underground for sure. But once it got to the point where it was mainstream, it was because, guess where it had to go? 106 and Park. TRL. This isn't that era anymore. So what? That shit done.
Yeah.
So it's like, you stream,
Everything
you
stream,
stream.
yeah, you
In
stream.
other words,
That's
what I'm
what I'm
trying to
saying.
say is like people fall into their own facets and their own subcultures. You have your cosplay world. That shit goes into YouTube, music, media, movies, woo. And at the end of the day, like what's popular, it's like a trick, like you said, Trojan horse. You're spotting out what's popular in terms of what you, in this moment, would like to highlight on. But that was already highlighted to you to even just do
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, but
It's
what's
not real.
But I agree, but listen, but what's popular is what we follow. Like everybody follow what's
Everybody.
trending. It's just like more than we do our own thing, of
Rhetoric
course.
or real-
No, I'm just saying like I can't speak for everybody, of course, obviously.
Yes.
But we all do what we do. We listen to what we listen to. But you can go on your Instagram feed or whatever feed, you see what's trending.
And it's tailored to you.
We don't control that. It's tailored to what you look for.
Oh, sorry.
Billboard,
Katy Perry.
None of those songs.
You know, I have a few observations as someone outside of this
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
So, Malik, what I'm hearing from you is there are songs and lyrics and artists who are speaking to their reality. One example is I teach a class here in the Honors College.